Edmonton Sports Talk. My God, I loved it.
My name's Jay Milne. #Blue.
Our sports update deliverer, the Coon.
I'm Zachary Kubish, and you're up today.
You know what, Reid?
You might be honest.
All right, here's what's going on in the Nasty Chat.
So Ride the Lightning, that's a is that a Metallica song or album or both? It's an album. I was thinking if you were to ride lightning, even if you could survive the heat, that would be a very short ride.
It would be electric.
It would be electric, but where would you really go if you're like, hey guys, I got to go to Paris, I'm going to ride the lightning. That really wouldn't work.
You'd have a sore tush.
The lightning couldn't take you from here to Paris because lightning just bam, and it's done. So, you wouldn't want to do that, I guess. And now here's the thing. The Tampa Bay Lightning, do they play Thunderstruck? I think at some point they played Thunderstruck. And can you really get struck by thunder? No, you get struck by lightning. Thunder, I guess you could get struck by the sound of thunder. Yeah, I guess it could surprise you. So I guess that's what Thunderstruck is.
That's
but really,
Thunderstruck.
yeah. But really, people get struck by lightning. That can be quite dangerous.
Can be. Have you been close to being struck by lightning?
Not that I know of.
I was at a golf tournament, and we were in the dinner portion after, and a huge storm rolled through. A massive tree just outside of the banquet facility got taken in half. Boom.
Oh, I've been in a house when lightning has struck nearby.
But we saw it.
Oh, wow.
It was crazy.
Did I not tell the story? Maybe I haven't told it on this show about the lightning strike just down our lane north of Evansburg.
You may or may not have, tell it again.
I was in high school, and we had he would have been relatively young at the time, a white poodle named Animal, who lived to almost 18 years of age. So he probably was 2 or 3 at the time. And he slept on a little mat by my bed, and there was a thunderstorm, and in the middle of the night, there was the loudest crash of thunder I have ever heard in my life. Like, just amazingly loud. Like, it felt like somebody was in the room with you.
Shook the room.
And all of a sudden, Animal was on my bed. Like, I think he just popped up on my bed. And then from down the hallway, one of my parents was like, Reid? And I was like, yeah. And they're like, you heard that? I'm like, yeah, everybody okay? Like, it was just amazingly loud. And then the next day, my dad says, come out. He was outside. He's like, come outside. I can't remember who found it, but I don't know how far it would have been from the house. I mean, 100 feet maybe. We had a relatively long lane. And there was this tree first of all, there was all this dirt and debris on our laneway. And you could see a tree, the lightning scar wrapped around it, and then it hit the bottom and blew out all this bark and dirt. And to the day we moved away from the farm, you could still see that lightning scar around the tree. So what I'm saying is tonight the Oilers are going to be that tree.
They're going to be scarred and blown up
to bring this all around. Yes. YouTube Trev in the Nasty Chat says, fun fact, the Mega Flash is the farthest lightning strike on record to date, 0.829 kilometers long.
No, I think he says 829 kilometers long.
No, isn't there a decimal?
I think he's trying to form a new
829. Oh, sorry. I don't see very well some days. So anyway, it is the Oilers and the Lightning tonight.
You could ride the Lightning to Saskatoon.
What do you mean? Is that the name of the train?
830 kilometers.
Oh, the distance. Sorry. All right. Well, thanks, Trev.
Hey, you can get
I guess
fast.
I'm foolish, but Edmonton to Paris, too far to go on Lightning.
Yeah, clearly. You'd have to catch a new Lightning.
You'd have to transfer.
You'd have to lightning
transfer.
hop.
You have to follow the lightning across the sky. He is Jay Milne. I am Reid Wilkins. This is our show on Edmonton Sports Talk presented by Play Alberta. So we're going to be with you until 4:30. At that time, Tom Gazzola will take over the stream with the GCL Diesel Oil Stream pregame show. We'll be back on from 5:30 to 6. We're going to have some very special guests with us to take part in Words of the Day. We'll have some guest contributors for that. We are having a client mixer today, which will be really cool for us to meet with a lot of people who partner up and support Edmonton Sports Talk. And then after the game, Gazzola back on again to break down and get your feedback on the Oilers' game against the Tampa Bay Lightning.
Oh.
The Oilers are 9-9-4. The Lightning are 10-7-2. The Oilers, they'll have the same lineup as last night because they really don't have any healthy scratches. Not sure how they're going to be deployed, except we expect Calvin Pickard to be the goaltender, having a really tough season against the Lightning in his career. 0-2 with a 3.73 goals against average and 874 save percentage. Vasilevsky going to start for the Lightning. Great goalie, obviously, against Edmonton in his career. 7-4, 2.93 goals against average, 912 save percentage. Doesn't sound like Hedman's going to play. Great defenseman for the Lightning. Expected to miss this game tonight. So the way the Oilers play, it doesn't matter. They've had other injured teams that they couldn't take advantage of, but we'll see what they do tonight. We are happy to hear from you, of course. First of all, you can text 780-218-9999. Afternoon inbox presented by River Cree Resort and Casino, home of the Kitchen Restaurant. Sundays and Mondays, 50% off the entire menu. That is Sundays and Mondays, 5 p.m. until close. We have our email, jay@edmontonsportstalk.com, reid@edmontonsportstalk.com. You can listen to us on iHeartRadio, TuneIn Radio. Those are great apps. Go to our website, edmontonsportstalk.com. Follow the station on Twitter at YEG Sports Talk. And you can also get us on YouTube, the channel. Very simple, Edmonton Sports Talk. Subscribe to it if you haven't already. And if you are taking us into there today, give us a thumbs up.
Click, click, click. Must you click? Please, please click. Must you click? You must click. Thumb, thumb, thumb.
We got to 100 thumbs yesterday.
Hernan Engage just got to 100 thumbs.
Yeah, so there's no reason we can't. And we have half an hour longer than we did yesterday.
That's right.
In the first half of the show. So get in there and click.
Stars.
Get in there and click. Give us your vote of confidence, so to speak. And like we always say, it helps build up the algorithm for the show. I want to read this message in the nasty chat right away. JLon78. Let this sink in. The Oilers are only 1 point ahead of the Sharks, who have 2 games in hand. LOL. It doesn't take much for that to sink in for me, because I look at the standings all the time, and quite frankly, Jaylon, the way that I sort the standings, I don't have the Oilers ahead of the Sharks, because at this time of year when it's all different games played, I look at points percentage, and the Oilers are behind the San Jose Sharks, because the San Jose Sharks have a points percentage of .525. The Oilers have a points percentage of .500, which is quite poor. Even with the Maple Leafs and ahead of only 5 teams, Canucks, Sabres, Blues, Predators, and Flames, who are the only team below .400, though the Flames did get a win last night, and we're going to talk about an element of that game a little bit later on. Yeah, this is a poor Edmonton Oilers team in terms of the standings. Well, in terms of how they're playing.
In terms of how they're playing,
I say that because now. I know there are some of you who still believe they're going to play better. They're going to turn it on. They're going to get more excited closer to the playoffs, which is all possible. And we are going to discuss an angle to that because we try to look at things from a completest picture as possible. But in terms of how they have played so far, they have been... Is awful an overstatement?
Might be an understatement, actually.
Right.
But like we were talking in the bullpen earlier. What version of the Oilers shows up?
We know what version of the Oilers is going to show up.
They consistently.
There's only one.
The inconsistent Oilers.
They're not inconsistent. They're poor. Okay, look, yes, they can play well for bits at a time.
Yeah.
Playing well for 15 minutes doesn't make you an inconsistent team. It makes you a poor team. That's
Sure.
how I look at it.
But yeah,
I mean, the Calgary Flames scored 6 goals last night. It doesn't mean they're inconsistent offensively. There's still the Flames are a bad offensive team. 1 6-goal outburst doesn't make them a good offensive team. Okay, 15 good minutes against the Washington Capitals doesn't make the Oilers inconsistent.
With your backs up against
they
the wall.
play poorly most of the time, or are beaten most of the time, or capable or playing only as well as however you want to look at it.
Yeah, okay, awful. We'll go with awful.
Poor, yeah. I just not. I'm sorry. Like I wasn't trying to argue with you. I just don't use inconsistent. Okay, like I always talk about my golf game.
Yeah.
If I par hole number 4 and hole number 17, and at every other hole is a bogey or double bogey, am I inconsistent? No, I'm a double bogey golfer who just happens to sprinkle in the odd par. If I went par, bogey, par, bogey, birdie, then maybe I'm inconsistent. But I consistently make bogeys. 16 out of 18 holes, bogey or worse. That's pretty consistent.
So you're consistently a poor golfer.
Yes, exactly.
Yes, yeah. I guess, Reid, my consistency or inconsistent usage reflects to the fact that they have had moments. They just can't put it together for 60 minutes or even 40 minutes for that matter. But this team has gotten out to fast starts too. This team's gotten out to poor starts. They talked about it on the Hangout this morning. The over-under is it does Tampa Bay score a goal in the first 10 minutes? And I think most people said yes.
Right.
But yeah, I just generally poor. Sure.
Yeah. Barbershop Window in the Nasty Chat says, Reid also said Flames would be good this year. Bad prediction. I did think the Flames would make the playoffs this year. They probably won't. Barbershop Window, congratulations on being one of those listeners who consumes talk shows to try to point out the flaws of the hosts. Good for you. Congratulations. Wow. I'm not going to get all 16 of my playoff teams correct. My God. I hope you keep track of every media person's predictions.
Well, we do say they're guaranteed to be correct predictions.
Yes.
So
well, did we say those? Did we say those for the playoff picks?
Oh, this team's fun. It's good. It's giving us a lot to talk about.
Yeah, it's good.
But it is. Do you find that it's the same? And I guess that's probably the biggest problem, Reid, is every night you could point at goaltending, you could point at defense, you could point at offense, and find flaws in all of them.
Yes.
And possibly equal flaws. Like Stu Skinner wasn't great last night. The defense was, well, maybe they were worse than Stu Skinner. I don't know. But the scoring, they're not scoring when they need to.
The Oilers aren't good at anything except the power play. What's their power play up to now? Their power play is 30.9%, third in the NHL. That gets a passing grade. I guess the PK is okay. It's 11th, 81.8%. You can at least live with that. I mean, 5-on-5, they're poor. They don't get saves on goaltending. They don't cover in their own end. They don't have enough guys who can generate offense. They're not good. Now, again, do I think some areas of the team can play better? Yes. But enough? I don't know. It hasn't looked good.
Well, and Tampa Bay's penalty kill might neutralize that tonight.
Yeah, I think should get good matchup tonight. So anyway, let's dive into this, by the way. It is the afternoon headlines presented by 100.3 The Bear. Edmonton's best rock. Stream them on iHeart today. This is Chet Palmer with your sports report. The last time I saw lightning at a sporting event, the game was delayed for 2 hours. And that might be the only way the Oilers can stop Tampa tonight. I'd say the Oilers' defense is like Swiss cheese, but at least Swiss cheese has some flavor. The Formula One race is in Vegas. Hey, so is my brother-in-law. But for him, DRS is drinking roulette slots. Hey, you can watch the Thursday Nighter with our own Lieutenant Eric. Maybe tell him it's time for a haircut now that the Green Gophers won the Grey Cup. I'm Chet Palmer.
DRS.
That was the one I thought you'd like. I told Jay earlier today.
That's a deep pull.
I think you're going to really like drinking roulette slots.
DRS is
in
what
Vegas.
in F1?
I looked it up earlier. Gauger will come running in and tell us.
Is that the modifications?
Yeah, what does it stand for again? DRS is, drag reduction system.
Yeah.
It's also a way to quit smoking.
Is it? Drag reduction system. There you go.
Yeah,
that's that foil they have on the back, I think. And on the fronts. They have foils.
Right.
Drinking roulette
slots.
Well, he does live a life. Old Chet Palmer's brother.
He really does. Well, it's nice he got to go to Vegas. I wouldn't have think he had the money to travel. Keep giving us the thumbs up on YouTube. We're almost at 50. We want to get to 100, but preferably by 4 o'clock if we can. So get in there and click away. Yeah, but Chet Palmer is convinced that the only reason a man would grow his hair long would be in protest or as a sign of something. Like, I'll cut my hair. So I think he thinks Lieutenant Eric sometime, because when was their last win? 2013? Sometime between now going back to 2013, Lieutenant Eric said, I'm going to grow my hair. I won't cut my hair until the Riders win the Grey Cup. I think that's what Chet thinks.
Yes. I think Eric just likes his long hair.
Right, but Chet, I don't think Chet understands that. Like, he thinks that a man would have to have a reason for long hair besides just, like, this is how I want to look. Like,
men don't have long hair.
I'm growing it until the Riders. I'm growing it, for... peace in Vietnam, whatever. So anyway, oh my God,
this is interesting. This person, Jeremy.
Hey, Jeremy,
has texted this in 3 times today. First was at 7:17 a.m.
Has it been read on air? I'm not sure.
I'm guessing no. Second time, 2:49 p.m. Not that long
ago.
Third time, 3:13, 3 minutes ago.
Okay.
Says, I remember when McDavid used to celebrate his goals.
I'm not sure I do, actually. Well, he celebrated some of them, but yeah, I know what he's saying.
We do too. It's a somber team. And actually, can you call this a team right now, Reid? Does this team look very team-like?
I guess not.
They absolutely do not.
No.
I mean, we were watching the first period right here last night, and there was a play where there was 5 Oilers players on the left side of the rink, and a player came in and had a wide open.
No, they're totally. And I remember, Glenn Suter. He was on my old show a long time ago, and I think the Riders had started the season 0-4, 0-5. And he said, I said, what do you think it's like going to work? And he said something like, that would be an unhappy, tension-filled workplace. Like, I loved how he put it. He didn't say locker room, dressing room, clubhouse, team. Like, at that point, it becomes a workplace.
Yeah.
And the Oilers feel like, I got to go to work. Like, I know they're confident, highly tuned athletes, but do they look like they're expecting to win any of these games? Like, do they look like we're going to take control of this one tonight? Again, we can't know how they feel. But then this is the effect of, and I know we're going to talk about this with Brett Kulak a little bit later on. Like, they don't look like a confident, go-get-'em type team.
No. They look like what most people think they are, which is disjointed, out of rhythm, out of sync, very un-team-like.
Right.
Essentially.
All right. We're going to have later this afternoon a client mixer right here at Edmonton Sports Talk. Is this the first thing we've kind of hosted in our new station here, our new location? So that'll be pretty fun. And that's the jumping off point for the off-topic topic presented by William Huff. Since 1952, William Huff has provided industry-leading advertising solutions for thousands of valued clients. Their unparalleled customer service combined with decades of industry expertise and a desire to make every job the very best it can be is what they call the William Huff Advantage. Visit their website at williamhuff.com or give them a shout, 780-454-4536.
Well, in preparation for tonight's mixer, I mean, you and Zach were doing some test lines. Said, hey, Zach, what would you say to a client that's in here tonight? And that was good. Good answer by the Coob. But for us here at EST, for everyone, I wanted to ask what you think the appropriate amount of time would be to hold a conversation with our clients. If you're in a conversation with Cam from GCL Diesel,
right?
What's an appropriate amount of time? Because Cam probably wants to eat. Cam probably wants to have a drink or a water. Cam probably wants to watch the Oilers game. So I don't want to eat into his time, but I want to make him know that we appreciate him. So what is that? Is that 4 back and forths? Is that a time limit? That's an interesting question.
Yeah.
I think it's a 4 4 back and forther. Hey, how's things going? Are you guys happy? Well, yeah, we're doing really good. Okay.
Yeah.
How's everything going with your, over at GCL Diesel? Oh, it's good. We got these new turbochargers in, and everybody's swooping around. Oh, that's awesome. I don't know what a turbocharger is.
Yeah.
Oh, really? It's this little thing you put on their engine, and it brings more air in, and it creates more combustion. And your car goes faster. Oh, man. Hey, you know what? I should come by your place, Cam. Maybe we could take a promotional video or something. Jay, that would be awesome. Well, you know what, Cam? I'm going to let you get back to the game. I know you want to grab some pizza, so why don't you get on? It was nice seeing you.
Oh, you got this really planned out.
Boom! That's
Pretty good, Jay. I was thinking like 2 or 3 minutes. I was thinking more in time as opposed to how many back and forths there are.
It depends on I think it also depends on the involvement of the other party.
Yes.
Maybe they just are happy to be here and they just want to show their sport, have some good eats, watch the game, check out the studio, and that's about it.
Yeah.
So you have to.
Yeah, I kind of take my cues from because we're hosting in this situation. So I just want people to feel comfortable. So I'm going to, try to say hi to everybody. Oh, hey, how are you? And then kind of see if they seem like they want to talk or ask questions, or if they're just happy meeting us and kind of mingling with other people in the business community, watching the game. Yeah, I'll kind of play it by ear.
And it is different because, for Dusty and I, we do a lot of sales here.
Right.
So we've known and met a lot of these people. So they may not want to talk to me. They probably want to talk to you. They want to talk to Coob. They want to talk to Benny Pepper. They want to see all the other people.
It's lobster name. It's his mobster name.
Yeah. Hey, Benny Pepper's gonna meet you down at the wharf. Make sure you bring Terry the turtle.
Are you threatening me, Terry? I'm not sure. All right, so that's our off-topic topic presented by William Huff. We got the Oil Understood coming up. We're going to talk about Kris Knoblauch. There's been a lot of chatter about the coaching. I'm going to offer my concern about Knoblauch. And I think Jay's going to have, or at least a perspective on Knoblauch. I tend to, I saw it last night in the Nasty Chat after the game. I don't know if I'd seen it yet. And it's one of those phrases I hate. And I'm not saying it's an incorrect phrase, but I do feel it's something that fans or media can resort to and you don't think about what it means. Like I saw, Knoblauch's lost the room. Okay, what's your evidence of that?
Yeah.
It's easy to say that about a losing team, but I don't know if that's true for Knoblauch. But there's something specific that he does that I wonder if now we're seeing the negative impact of it. So we'll get into that and more. Oil Understood for GCL Diesel coming up. Jay's play of the day is going to be a fun one. Speaking of fun, Coop.
Calvin Pickard leads Edmonton and net to wrap up their back-to-back down in Tampa tonight. And for the second game in a row, the Oilers will dress 11 forwards and 7 defensemen. Tom Gazzola, Ben Thompson tee up the game during the GCL Diesel Oil Stream pregame show live at 4:30 right here on EST. In other news, the Leafs have placed Nick Waugh on injured reserve with an upper body injury, while Scott Lawton has been activated, returning from an upper body injury that's kept him out for a couple of weeks. Back in Edmonton, the Elks have inked Jordan Williams and Robbie Smith 2 extensions. Williams locked up through 2026, while Smith is signed through 2027. Thursday night football, Buffalo and Houston hit the field. Bills scratching Keon Coleman for the second game in a row, with Gabe Davis being activated for the game. Join Lieutenant Eric for the action down at Selly's Sports Bar and Lounge at Century Casino on Fort Road. Kickoff goes at 6:15. And there's a foursome of games in the NBA. The 76ers take on the Bucks at 6, while Atlanta visits San Antonio. This sports update is brought to you by Advantage Sports Medicine. Connor McDavid's got a team of specialists, and you're stuck with a bag of frozen peas. Get the same locker room approach that's trusted by the best in the game. Call them at 780-460-9977 or visit their website at AdvantageSportMed.ca to book an appointment. Today, the Reid Wilkins Show returns following the break. I'm Zachary Kubish, keeping you up to date.
2 guys and a goalie.
People were going nuts, and rightfully so. There must have been 20 people in the nasty chat that were all like, well, Colorado traded 2 goalies last year. You can change both your goalies. Okay, A, this is not Colorado. B, this is not last year. C, those same 2 goalies aren't available. D, provide me an example where you could right now move for 1 goalie.
2 guys and a goalie, presented by GS Construction. Tuesday and Thursday afternoons at noon, only on Edmonton Sports Talk, your clear choice for Edmonton sports.
We have what you're looking for. GD Liquidators is Edmonton's one-stop shop for new and used warehouse, office, and industrial items since 1987. You'll find what you want when you want it. Give us a call, visit us in store, or check out the monthly auctions at gdliquidators.com. 100% Canadian owned and operated. We have what you are looking for. GD Liquidators.
Where holiday cheer meets great beer. This season, celebrate at the Canadian Brewhouse. From plated dinners and festive buffets to casual pub-style parties, we've got the perfect space for your crew. Book your holiday party today at thecanadianbrewhouse.com.
GCL Diesel has been serving oil country since 1972. From diesel cars to SUVs to pickups. From farm tractors to school buses to a big rig. From diesel generators to forklifts, GCL can test, troubleshoot, and repair all diesel fuel system components. Whether it's injectors, pumps, turbos, filters, or additive, GCL has the parts you need to keep your diesel running the way it should. For genuine diesel parts at wholesale prices, visit GCL Diesel in the West End or online at gcldiesel.com. GCL Diesel. Diesel understood.
Hockey is heating up, and so is the excitement on Play Alberta. With casino winners every hour, jackpots worth millions, and revenue that stays in the province, there's never been a better time to sign up. Right now, our listeners can score a $50 free bet when they make a minimum $50 deposit with code EST50. That's code EST50 for a $50 free bet. Start playing with your game sense today to find out if you're Alberta's next winner. Must be 18 plus to play. If you gamble, please use your game sense.
From the first time on skates to wearing a special jersey passed down through generations, Sentinel Storage is here for you. Store your sports gear to create space for all life's adventures. Try 4 weeks free at sentinelstorage.ca. Proud partner of the Edmonton Oilers.
Thanks a lot for joining us this afternoon. We are coming to you from the Canadian Brewhouse studio. Win big this football season at the Canadian Brewhouse. Score your shot at a trip to the Super Bowl. That's the championship game, by the way.
Thank you.
Weekly prizes and more, plus $1 off Budweiser and Bud Light tankards. Details at thecanadianbrewhouse.com. Oh, I forgot something very important. We didn't do the first clue. Hudson's Canada's Pub. I even had it on here, and I missed it.
And I forgot to remind
Well, we got so excited talking about other stuff. We got to do the Hudson's Canada's Pub Mystery Athlete of the Game. So to win this, a $25 GC, you have to text in the correct answer, the correct mystery athlete, to the River Cree Resort and Casino inbox, 780-218-9999. Mystery Athlete of the Game for Hudson's Canada's Pub, featuring $10 tankards, $6 tequila shots, $23.99 adult Happy Meal. That's the drive-in burger, fries, choice of beer, and a limited edition hockey puck bottle opener. Book your reservation now at hudsonscanadaspub.com. First clue is Titans. First clue is Titans. All right. Will somebody get it off that? That'd be amazing if somebody got it off that. But it could happen. Casino dealer Jay says, you guys look like the pit crew of an EST F1 racing team. Well, Gager would be the driver.
He'd have to.
Sure as heck wouldn't be me. Now, aren't a lot of...
think he could fit in that cockpit?
A lot of drivers are smaller guys.
Yes.
Who was it that I said I interviewed when was it Franchitti? Who was the one that was married to Ashley Judd? Was that Franchitti or somebody else?
Oh, right. Dario Franchitti.
I think it was. I think I interviewed one of them at the race. Like I went to the pre-availability.
He was in Edmonton for that.
Yeah.
Dario Franchitti.
Yes.
Yes.
I think that was somebody will correct us if we're wrong, but they had a few drivers out, and I am not a tall guy. I'm about 5'8", and I was taller than most of them. Like they were quite slim and obviously in very good shape, but they were not tall guys. So Gager might be too big for the car.
Oh, he would be way too big. Max Verstappen is 5'11".
Okay. I just feel a lot of these IndyCar drivers that I saw were not tall guys. Maybe they just brought out the 4 shortest guys. Maybe that's how they do the interviews.
Could have been making a statement, yeah. Help us grow.
We need to make Reid Wilkins feel good. Who's shorter than him?
Help us grow. IndyCar, that is. IndyCar.
Yeah, not the drivers. They need to stay small.
Yeah.
Maybe we're wrong then. A lot of the drivers are smaller guys. It's not a tall man's. I mean, you wouldn't put Yao Ming in a car, would you?
I don't think so. He wouldn't deliver a good DSR.
All right. So that's the first clue. Hudson's Cat Pub mystery athlete of the game is Titans. We'll give the second clue probably in 5 to 10 minutes.
The average height of an F1 driver is approximately 5 feet 9 inches.
Okay, so not gigantic.
Isn't that like the average height of a human, like North American?
Oh yeah, we looked this up a few weeks ago.
I believe.
Okay, but they would be, most pro athletes would be larger than that.
Yes.
Right, so, okay.
It depends on the sport.
Yeah, I guess it depends on the sport.
Boy, I got a tickle in my throat.
You got to have some water there, buddy. Corbin Landley says Shaq wouldn't fit for sure. You could put wheels on Shaq, and I could drive him around.
Reid, take that corner.
I'm turn. I mean it. Turn now.
Turn now.
We're going to crash.
God bless Shaq.
Oilers game coming up at 5:30. We have the GCL Diesel pregame show with Tom Gazzola at 4:30. And right now, we have the Oil Understood for GCL Diesel, providers of the best diesel engine components around. From turbochargers to injectors, fuel pumps to sensors, they are the critical engine component experts. Proud to serve Edmonton and Northern Alberta for over 50 years, and now a partner of Edmonton Sports Talk and the Reid Wilkins Show. GCL Diesel. Diesel. Understood. Oh, someone's vacuuming. That's nice.
That's good.
Sprucing up the place.
Well, I did my part.
I did my garbage duty yesterday.
I did the bathrooms.
You did a really good job.
Thank you.
You can eat out of those toilets.
I did. I had ramen.
Jeez. That's great.
Spicy.
So I want to play. It's a bit of a longer clip, but here's Kris Knoblauch after the game last night.
You know, for a team that's, not happy with the way they're playing and feeling very discouraged, I like the energy. I like obviously they're disappointed, but they're pushing hard, and not necessarily I like the defensive details of our game, but they're pushing, they have the energy, they feel like any game that they have a chance to win. And, after the start being down early, we had a lot of pushback throughout the game and right up to the end where we had some chances to tie it up. But we can't expect to score 5-6 goals to win hockey games.
All right. So, he liked the energy. I think maybe we could debate that. I mean, they didn't quit. I mean, fine. They played a good third period. As I said on my X account last night, it'd be nice to see that intensity in the first period.
Yeah.
Though they haven't shown that they can hold a lot of leads either. It's a lot going wrong for the team. So here would be something that I would put forward when somebody says coaching's an issue. It's up to the coach to make adjustments, to put the lineup out, to make sure the team is tactically prepared, that they know their opponent, all that kind of stuff. But ever since Knoblauch took over, basically 2 years ago, from the very first time he spoke in a media availability, in a news conference, he has talked about the confidence of the team, and sort of feeling loose and feeling like you want to make plays and thinking about making good things happen, right? And he continues to talk about that. Now, I'm not suggesting he doesn't know the tactical side of the game. and he doesn't know how to deploy people. I know it doesn't appear that way this year, but over the last couple of years, there have been several times where he's made a lineup change or adjusted a line, and I've thought to myself, how is that going to work? And then that guy or that line has gone out and played well. But here's what I'm wondering. He has talked so much about confidence. Think about making a play. Don't think about making a mistake. And I think we can all understand that. I think in sports and in life, that helps. Positive thinking, if you want to make it that simply. But think about what you want to accomplish. Don't think about what could go wrong. I think that goes for anything in life. Starting a business, go whatever. But I wonder if, because what do we see this year? Foolish passes, bad pinches, things like that. And I wonder if players are so much thinking, well, Knoblauch wants me to make a play. He wants me to trust my instincts, which I do think is important, but has the pendulum swung so far that they're making risky plays? Because part of playing sports at the highest level, well, at any level, and my former colleague Rob Brown used to talk about this all the time, risk reward. If I make this play, what do I get out of it? If I miss this play, what goes wrong? Okay? Jay, you and I are on a 2-on-1. And you're on your off. I got the puck. I got a pass to you. You're on your off wing. You got a great one-timer. And we're up against the best defenseman in the league with a long reach. But I think, the only way we're scoring is I saucer it across to Jay and he one-times it. 2-on-1, that's probably worth the risk. That's probably worth the risk. If it gets knocked down, well, I don't shoot. Jay shoots better than me. I want him shooting. The other guy made a play. Okay? I'm the last guy back in my own end. You're diagonally across from me at the far blue line. It's a 120-foot pass, and I got to thread it through 4 sets of sticks and legs. Or I fired up the wall into the neutral zone and let the other winger fight for it. Right? Yeah. So in that case, I don't want to turn over the puck. Maybe both passes only have a 30% chance of completion, but in the offensive zone on a 2-on-1, I can take that risk. In my own end, I got a 2 or 3-on-1 coming back at me. So I'm wondering here if, the Bouchards and Wallmans of the world, and I guess anybody on the team, are they thinking no, coach wants me to make a play. Coach wants me to initiate. And Knoblauch mentioned in his quote there, he wasn't happy with the defensive details. Now, I don't know what he's saying behind the scenes, but I would hope he's saying, guys, we got to worry about our own net. Once we can clean that up and get the puck, then once we get down the puck to the other end of the ice, then it's playtime. Yeah. Okay? But there are some situations here where you got to be responsible and weigh the risk reward in your own end when it comes to breaking out the puck and when it comes to covering in your own zone. So that's what I'm wondering. He's obviously been successful. We've obviously seen some players do really well under him. But are the players who've been with Knoblauch for the last year or two so used to thinking, coach trusts me. He told me to trust myself. He told me to trust my decision-making, that now they've become derelict in thinking about oh, wait a minute, I got to do some other things first. This is me thinking out loud. I think there's evidence for it. I'm probably taking the argument to an extreme here for the sake of talking about it, but that's what I wonder about when it comes specifically to something to do with coaching.
So would you say players are too comfortable offensively?
They're too comfortable thinking that, if I do this, that's what coach wants me to do. I can take a little bit of a risk because coach wants me to trust myself and go get it.
Yeah. So that would go along with just simplifying their game, being less risky, taking less chances.
Yeah, that'd be part of it, sure.
That would be a part of it. Yeah, I sure. I mean, that doesn't, I guess, take care of the defensive side in their own end as much. But and it's not just the two guys that probably should be taking those risks. in Connor and Leon.
Yeah.
It's the whole group of players. Yeah, I think that's a good point, Reid. I've never really thought of it that way, to suggest that players are trying to do more than they're supposed to,
or they're playing to their strengths, but at inappropriate times.
Sure,
almost. Yeah.
When you first brought this up, this is my, and I've said this before, but I just don't know how you can instill confidence in this team. And I will use the term team if you're just saying, okay, guys, 7 minutes in, Connor, Leon, let's go. Light them up. What does that say to the other guys? What does that say to the Trent Fredericks, to the Adam Henriques, to the Roslovic, or Mangiapane? This line juggling, Reid. I just don't I don't know, say since the start of November, Roslovic, Podkolzin, and Draisaitl have been their best line 5-on-5. It's not even close. Why are you screwing with that? Why are you messing with that? And then, oh, by the way, 5 minutes into the game, those lines are thrown out the window anyhow. How are you supposed to get any traction? How are you supposed to grow as a line? Now, my question to you, Reid, who's driving that bus? Is that purely Kris Knoblauch, or is Connor and Leon in his ear too? I know this is probably more of a hypothetical and just asking your opinion.
I think Knoblauch is making the lines.
And you think he's 7 minutes into the game saying, okay,
for sure.
Throw this paper, throwing the paper away.
Yeah.
So has he given too much control and responsibility to Connor McDavid and Leon Draisaitl at the risk of I know you said losing the locker room, not losing the locker room, but having those other players say, well, what the hell did I do?
Yeah, it's disenfranchising a little bit, I think. Yes.
I think that's very, very damning for this team. And it's continually happening.
Now, having said that, if they're behind late in the game, Adam Henrique knows he's not going to get the bulk of the ice time.
That's fair.
Philip and Lazar are hurt, but they know, okay, I'm stapled to the bench. But you know what? That gets back to the penalty kill thing. Like, why are they both on the PK? I guess you can argue it's worked because the PK is better than last year, but that's a fair criticism.
But I know this isn't exactly fair for me to compare this, but if you're for my children and they're struggling with something and they're having a hard time dealing, they have to figure out how to get through that.
Yes,
they have to, because then they'll grow and they'll become better. How is Coach Knoblauch allowing this team to go through their struggles? They're losing anyways, or they're not playing great anyways. You might as well let them suffer through it with the lines and make them grow those lines. Become a unit, become cohesive, and stick it out. That's what if you're going to say question Knoblauch, who, by the way, has been to 2 straight Stanley Cup final appearances, I don't think the guy forgot how to coach. So I don't think that's really fair. But if you were going to criticize him, for me at least, that would be at the top of the list.
Yeah. Interesting. Yeah, I mean, that's when they're doing this poorly, I think you can argue almost anything. As you know, Jay, I don't get as hung up on the line combinations and the switching, perhaps because I've seen it so much.
True.
But I do understand why it's something that's talked about. And I do get why some people would say, well, wait a minute, like at least give the lines half a game, or some nights where it's like, well, they're actually not playing that bad. Like, let these guys figure it out. You can chime in as well. 780-218-9999 is the River Cree Resort and Casino inbox. Clue number two, Hudson's Canada's Pub.
Really good guesses coming in.
Nobody correct, though.
Nobody correct.
All right. And remember, we got about, a 3-week moratorium between victories. So if you've won something from us.
That's for prizing.
For prizing. Not just to text us or tell us that you love us. You can tell me you love me anytime.
I love you, Reid.
Love you as well, Jay.
Thank you.
Nobody in the nasty chat will say that. They're just going to point out, hey, Reid, remember in 2004 you said that you were wrong, or you were wrong about something? God.
Yeah. Tough business, bro.
Yeah. Second clue is receiver. First clue, Titans. Second clue, receiver. Trying to win a $25 gift card to Hudson's Canada's Pub. Keep clicking the thumbs up if you have us on YouTube this afternoon. We're on pace to get to 100, but don't slow down.
There's 170 people.
Click. Must you click?
Everybody
please,
click.
Please click. Must you click? You must click. Thumb.
Yeah, get in there and subscribe to Edmonton Sports Talk if you haven't already. Click the thumbs up. If you've already clicked the thumbs up, click the share button and send the show off to somebody new that hasn't watched it or is saying like, you know what? I really wish there was a show with a nerdy little weirdo and an ex-Golden Bears football player. And you'd be like, holy crap, I got just a show for you. Send it off.
I was wondering what you were going to use to describe me. You're not a nerdy little weirdo. You're just a weirdo.
Oh, thanks.
We didn't talk about Brett Kulak, so we'll have to bring him up again.
Well, we can do that. We'll have to do it buying or selling. Yeah, we're flying by the day. We got your Jays play of the day coming up. The courageous moment for Alberta Blue Cross. Here comes Zach Kubish.
A dozen games in the NHL tonight. Edmonton back in action. They're facing off against the Lightning at 5:30. Calvin Pickard starts between the pipes for the Oilers on their back-to-back with the team playing 11 forwards and 7 defensemen for the second game in a row. Tune into the GCL Diesel Oil Stream pregame show. Tom Gazzola, Ben Thompson preview the action. Coverage for that starts at 4:30 right here on EST. Elsewhere, it's Rangers and Avs facing off. The Mammoth and Golden Knights dropping the puck before Vancouver plays host to Dallas. In CFL news, the Elks have extended both Robbie Smith and Jordan Williams. Smith signing through 2027 with Williams extending for next season. Down south, it's the Bills scratching Keon Coleman for the second game in a row. Gabe Davis activated for the game against Houston tonight. Watch the action alongside Lieutenant Eric at Sally's Sports Bar and Lounge at Century Casino on Fort Road. Kickoff at 6:15. And for the second day in a row, Joe Burrow was a full participant for the Bengals at practice. Burrow's been out since mid-September with a foot injury. In the NBA, it's the Clippers and Magic going head-to-head for a total of 4 games around the association. This sports update is brought to you by Windsor Plywood Leduc. Locally owned and operated, serving Leduc and surrounding areas since '93. They have doors, flooring, baseboards, and of course, they have plywood. Go see the knowledgeable staff today at Windsor Plywood Leduc. The Reid Wilkins Show continues following a brief break. I'm Zachary Kubish, keeping you up to date.
The Oil Stream.
Well, yesterday, all I did was tweet an eyes emoji about Justin Bourne's tweet of Bush be on Team Canada. Some guy replied to me, he's like, oh, just an eyes emoji, eh? Don't want to stand up for an Edmonton Oiler? You're a coward. I honestly don't know what to say anymore because no matter what you say about this team on X, somebody will disagree with you.
The Oil Stream, presented by Boston Pizza. Monday, Wednesday, and Friday afternoons at noon. Only on Edmonton Sports Talk. Your clear choice for Edmonton sports.
Running your own small business takes courage, and as it grows, so does your team. That's why Alberta Blue Cross offers health, dental, life, disability, and wellness benefits designed for small businesses, because we know a healthy team means a thriving business. Join over 5,000 Alberta businesses who have chosen us to help their business grow and succeed. Alberta Blue Cross takes care of you and your employees, so you can take care of your business. Visit ab.bluecross.ca to find a plan that's right for you.
At Firehouse Subs, our subs are freshly toasted, stacked high, and crafted to satisfy. Each sub is piled high with premium meats, melty cheese, and toasted to perfection. Firehouse Subs brings bold flavor to every bite, all served on a freshly toasted roll. But we're not just feeding Edmonton, we're fueling it. Dig into the brisket hat trick, piled with slow-smoked brisket and melty cheese. Or go to the Firehouse Subs fan favorite, the Hook and Ladder. Made to order with smoked turkey, honey ham, and Monterey Jack cheese on a perfectly toasted roll. With 15 Firehouse Sub locations across Edmonton and the greater area, it's easy to grab a hot and hearty sub close to home. Firehouse Subs. Hot, hearty, made to satisfy.
Looking for quality building materials and friendly advice? Visit us at Windsor Plywood Leduc, family owned and locally run since 1993. From interior materials for doors, flooring, baseboards, and all the finishing touches to all you need for your outdoor projects like cedar lumber for decks and fences. Plus, all the plywood you'd need. Our full-time on-staff carpenter can help with anything odd-sized or custom. And from domestic hardwoods to exotic selections, we've got you covered. And if we don't have it, we'll track it down for you. Windsor Plywood Leduc. We're the experts you need to know.
Your home for live music and great performances is the River Cree Resort and Casino.
I'm dreaming
Celebrate the holiday season with the Tenors. Joy to the World Tour at River Cree, December 19th. From timeless classics to fresh renditions of favorites, the Tenors arrive just in time for Christmas. Tickets at rivercreeresort.com. River Cree Resort and Casino. Excitement. Bet on it.
Must you click? Click. Thumb. Must you click? Thumb, thumb, thumb.
All right. Thanks a lot for joining us this afternoon. We have not had a winner yet in the Hudson's Canada's Pub Mystery Athlete of the Game. Maximum 3 guesses per person. The first clues are Titans and receiver. So we don't say what the wrong guesses were, but obviously if you have texted in, you haven't won. So that gives you personal information on how your guesses are going. We'll do a third clue just before the top of the hour because we want to wrap this one up by 4:30. Okay? I just want to quickly read this message. Coyote Steve in the Nasty Chat says, Reid, do you believe the Stanley Cup teams are built from back out, goaltending, defense, and then forwards? Look, Steve, I'm not going to answer that today. That's a full discussion. If you have something you want to say it. Because, look, Steve, I've been through this a lot as a talk show host. People want to make a point, and I don't know if this is what you're doing, but I think you might be doing it, maybe even subconsciously, and you want me to make your point for you, or you want me to say something that you want to jump on as a stupid comment. But if you're asking a question that loaded and that detailed. So just make the point you want to make to us and everybody else in the chat, and then it can be discussed. Okay? Because I think that that's, quite frankly, an oversimplification of championship teams.
So that's a no.
Well, I mean, I don't know. I have to go back and look through every championship team and, okay, when did they get this guy? When did they get this guy? How did they build?
I think Stanley Cup teams have good goaltending, good defense, and good forwards.
Yes.
That's fair.
Has every team that's won the Stanley Cup got the goaltender first? I'd have to go back and look.
Probably not.
I guess when Patrick Roy wins the Stanley Cup as a rookie with the Montreal Canadiens, they had the other elements first.
Yeah.
So anyway, Steve, you post good stuff in there. Keep doing that. But I feel like you're trying to toss me a grenade there, and then you can stand back and watch it go off. So we'll talk about that more later. What are we doing here? Oh, this is a fun part of the show.
It's Jay, it's play, he's Jay, it's today. It's Jay's play of the day. It's Jay's play of the day. Jay's play of the day.
Presented by Play Alberta. Make your bets count for you and everyone else with the Play Alberta app with hundreds of player prop bets on the biggest leagues, NFL, CFL, NHL, NBA, Major League Baseball, you name it. You're not just playing for fun, you're supporting your province. Play Alberta revenue helps fund Alberta programs and services. Deposit $50 today with promo code EST50 and get an EST exclusive $50 free bet to get started.
Okay. Tonight, we have our client mixer here at EST. So there's an Oilers game going on. There's Thursday night football, but a lot of our clients are probably Oilers fans. So I wanted to have a positive vibes only kind of play here. So I'm summoning the hockey gods, Reid. That's what I'm doing. Because I want this to be an amazing experience.
You should have seen the chanting ceremony he did earlier.
Yes.
What were you wearing under that robe? I say nothing.
I'm trying to summon the hockey gods to deliver tonight for Edmonton Sports Talk and our wonderful partners. I must remind you that the lights on in this building, the people that are here are all because of our wonderful partners and our listeners. And we're going to celebrate our partners tonight. So that's why I just went ahead and did it, Reid. I said, screw it. Well, I can't say screw it, let's do it. But I just went ahead and did it. Oilers to win. And probably everybody's favorite guy, Zach Hyman, to get a point. Good old hard-working Zach Hyman pours in a point, and the Oilers win in Tampa Bay, which, by the way, you said at the start What did you say about who the Oilers
Well, I don't know if I said this on air. When I was calling for a 2-5 road trip, I predicted the wins would be Carolina and then a shocking win in Tampa Bay. But they've already got to their 2 wins, so I can't give them another one tonight.
Well, this would be a shocking win, according to
I didn't specify 2-5. I said a 2-win road trip.
2-win. That's correct. Anyways, go to playalberta.ca, click on sports, click on EST specials, and you will find Jay's Good Vibes play of the day. The Edmonton Oilers to win, Zach Hyman to get a point. That is boosted to plus 225. So heading over and check that out. There's plenty of other plays. There's football plays. There's hockey plays. There's the Grand Est parlay, which is at plus 2,500.
Oh, wow.
I don't even know what's going on here, but if you want to get into it, plus 25 is a good number. And always remember to use your game sense.
It's Jay, it's play, he's Jay, it's today. It's Jay's play of the day. It's Jay's play of the day. Jay's play of the day.
All right. By the way, if you're on YouTube, we're 20 thumbs away from 100. There's no reason to delay. There's only half an hour left in the show. So let's dive in there and click that thumbs up. Let's get to 100. We're flying along today. 4:30, Tom Gazzola takes over with the GCL Diesel Oil Stream pregame show. Every Tuesday and Thursday, we do the Courageous Moment presented by Alberta Blue Cross. Every great play starts with courage. Alberta Blue Cross is proud to support Albertans through all of life's meaningful moments. Visit ab.bluecross.ca to find a plan that's right for you. So we sort of have a serious one and a funny one for this? Or, well, it's like yours is kind of funny.
Sure. Do you want me to start with it?
You do yours, yeah.
This comes in on the River Cree Resort and Casino inbox for Bad Andy. You guys should put a stop to Dusty being so cheap with the pizzas. If you want to make a good impression, nobody likes cheapskates. Well, Bad Andy, I got news for you. A, Dusty's not a cheapskate. He just made a poor decision. And B, he is going to amend that tonight as he has went over the top with his pizza. I mean, we just went out there in the break. There's more food here already, and it'd probably be enough to feed everybody with what's here. With the meat and cheese platter from the Italian bakery, all the snacks. Maddie went out and got refreshments. I mean, there's a lot here already. But Dustin, during Two Guys and a Goalie, took the pizza order from 10 larges, and he went up to 15. So that took a lot of courage from our fearless leader, Dustin Nielsen. So good on you, Dusty. You did the right thing. Because we've been busting his you-know-whats all week.
Yes.
About
well,
this
I have it because I gave him too much of a hard time after the staff meeting.
I said, Dusty, you want to go over by a lot. You do not want, you need there to be a full unopened pizza here by the end of the night. That's the goal. Don't look at me with those eyes, Coob, you garbage trough. Or what do you call it? When you flush it down the drain and you put on garburator. You garburator, you. Dusty, I think, is going to get it done. So good on you. Bad Andy, he has, this is personal to him now.
Right. Yeah, we'll never be underfed again.
Well,
not even close.
That's true. Now, there was a topic going around the office today. Benny was taking some videos on who did you say would eat the most pizza today? Coob. What do you think of that?
I
voted for Benny.
Well, thank you. I think I'm not going to eat the most pizza this time around. I'm going to be a little bit lighter. I don't want to be the guy who eats the most pizza.
I don't think you want to be the guy. That's right.
I don't want to be the guy. I'll eat a lot of
Hopefully
the
one of the
Italian
guests
center
will be.
exactly. Yeah, they enjoy.
Somebody else can, take the cake.
I'll take the pitted olives.
Good
All
choice.
of them, yes.
You have a courageous moment, Reid?
Well, I got to play this clip. I think Jasmine played it earlier. This is Devin Cooley last night, goaltender for the Flames. First win as a Flame. Here's what he said after the game.
You really have to ground yourself. So I just I think I've said this before, but I just go nothing matters. Nobody cares. We're all going to die. And I just say that over and over and over again. So that way, I don't get too excited, because as soon as I start getting too excited, I'm like, oh, this could be it. This could be the win. We're playing really well. I'll start doing stupid stuff, and then I'll give up dumb goals because I'm being stupid. And so if I just keep repeating those words over and over again, it just grounds me, and I can just really just stay in the moment and not get too excited.
I got to say, I love the honesty.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, what's the one complaint? They say nothing in interviews. They're bland. They're boring. They give cliches. He comes out and says, I just tell myself nothing matters. We're all going to die.
Didn't he do that in San Jose as well when he played for the Sharks?
I don't know if he. I don't know if he. I don't know if he said that prior in his career, but I found that really interesting that he would say that because that's contrary to what we would think an athlete is thinking about. Like I gotta lock in. I gotta remember. The next save might be the one that turns our season around.
Yeah,
and I mean he wants to do that big picture. He wants to do that. He wants to win, but how does he handle it in the moment? Well, I just try not to take
You really have to ground yourself. So I think I've said this before, but I just go like, nothing matters, nobody cares, we're all going to die. And I just say that.
Nothing matters, nobody cares, we're all going to die.
Well, that's
hope I win a hockey game.
Yeah, that's a 10-mile view for sure.
Yeah.
Which is refreshing. He's not wrong. We are all going to die.
We are all going to die.
I wouldn't say nothing matters.
In any individual sporting event in the world, most of the world doesn't care about it.
Most.
Even like the Super Bowl, probably fewer than 50% of the world cares about it.
Much fewer.
Much fewer.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just a game. It's just a game.
Yeah.
Right? So that is refreshing. And I don't even know if that was like him being courageous, like, I got to get this off my chest. I think that's just him, which is good. I guess you're right. But I'm saying like I'm glad he didn't say, I can't say how I really feel. No, I know. Yeah.
Just like, hey, you know what? Here's what I'm thinking in net.
Yeah. It's like, wow, what a perspective. Nothing matters. We're all going to be plant food eventually. Well, yeah, that's kind of true. Now, some things do matter. But I think when he's saying nothing matters, he's referring to that, hey, this is a game.
Yeah.
We're playing hockey. Settle down.
Right.
Settle down now.
Here we go now.
Yeah, now.
Big game now.
Big game now.
All right. You can text us 780-218-9999. The River Cree Resort and Casino inbox, the afternoon inbox, courtesy River Cree Resort and Casino. That's the home of Tap 25 Restaurant. $18.99 prime rib special, available 7 days a week, except show nights from 11:30 in the morning to 11 at night. Dine in and take out. Do we have a winner?
Should we do a third clue?
We got to do a third clue. For the Hudson's Canada's Pub Mystery Athlete of the Game, the third clue is Brooks. So the clues are Titans, receiver, and Brooks. I think somebody's going to get it now. I think there's going to be a winner.
I think I hear him coming now.
We just don't know quite who it is. 4 o'clock break, and then we got buying or selling for Damon Bunting. Setting up the Oilers game, of course. It's at 5:30.
The Lock Shop.
What was the final total for orders?
21. I had 21 total tendies over the 5.5 days. So when Iwanek tells me, I was like, hey, what'd you do Monday? He goes, well, we did go to the Elephant and Castle. He tries the tendies. He goes, the tendies were good. He goes, but that honey dill sauce is absolutely unbelievable. I said, I know. This is what I'm talking about. This is what I've been trying to import and start selling from our EST shop.
The Lock Shop, weekday mornings at 11, only on Edmonton Sports Talk. Your clear choice for Edmonton sports.
Looking for flooring? Paramount Flooring has it all. Sales, service, and expert installation. With options for every style and budget, open 7 days a week. We've got you covered. Quick delivery and in-stock deals. Plus, EST listeners get 10% off. Visit ParamountFlooring.ca today.
You've always known GCL Diesel as the experts in diesel fuel systems. But did you know that GCL is also your source for turbochargers and turbo repair? As a turbo supplier for Garrett, Borg Warner, and Holset, GCL can provide genuine original equipment turbos at wholesale prices. Whether it's diesel, gas, natural gas, or performance, we can provide you with the turbo or custom repair you require. Turbo questions? We've got turbo answers. Visit us in the West End or online at GCLDiesel.com. GCL Diesel, turbochargers, understood.
Get ready for a feast like no other. 40-ounce steak night is back this November at the Canadian Brewhouse. Sink your teeth into a hand-cut 40-ounce ribeye with all the fixins for just $49.99. Tickets available now in store or at thecanadianbrewhouse.com.
Weiss Johnson, whoa.
Hi, Dennis from Weiss Johnson here, and we're excited to be partnering up with the Nielsen Show and have a special deal exclusive for Nielsen Show listeners. Get 10% off any new Trane furnace, air conditioner, or heat pump installation from now until the end of October. Bundle a furnace with an AC or heat pump and get 25% off the package price. Get your home comfort now for all seasons with Weiss Johnson and Trane. Trane, it's hard to stop a train. Visit WJSportstalk.com today.
You've heard the name, but what does it mean?
For over 66 years, William Huff Advertising has supplied signage from screen printing to digital to LED with design, production, and install in-house. It's a one-stop shop for all your signage needs. Edmonton owned and operated, William Huff has been trusted by the biggest companies and teams in the City of Champions and many others across the country to do the job. If you're looking for a way to get the word out about your company or event, they are the answer. Go to www.williamhuff.com. Their results speak for themselves.
The Oilers are on a back-to-back, challenging the Lightning down in Tampa Bay tonight at 5:30. Calvin Pickard gets a start with Edmonton going with 11 forwards and 7 defensemen. Join Tom Gazzola, Ben Thompson for the GCL Diesel Oil Stream pregame show. Coverage for that starts at 4:30 right here on EST. Meanwhile, Toronto's Anthony Stolarz is out longer than the Leafs expected. He hasn't played since November 11th after suffering an upper body injury against the Bruins. Elks news, Robbie Smith and Jordan Williams have signed contracts extensions with the Double E. Smith's contract runs through 2027, while Williams is signed through 2026. Down south, the Bills are scratching Keon Coleman for the second straight game. Buffalo 7-3 on the season. Gabe Davis activated for the game against Houston tonight. Watch the action alongside Lieutenant Eric at Selly's Sports Bar and Lounge at Century Casino on Fort Road. 4 games in basketball. The Hawks and Spurs tip off at 6 o'clock. I'm Zachary Kubish. That was your sports update. Hour 2 of the Reid Wilkins Show starts right now.
All right, thanks a lot for joining us this afternoon. Oh, my goodness. 4:30, Tom takes over the GCL Diesel Oil Stream pregame show. Jay and I will wrap up the Reid Wilkins Show from 5:30 to 6 with some very special guests to give me the words of the day, and we'll keep you updated on the Oilers and the Lightning. Tampa Bay 10-7-2. Hedman not in the lineup. Oilers 9-9-4. Pickard versus Vasilevsky is the expected goaltending matchup tomorrow. We got a full 3-hour show. Luke Gazdic scheduled to join us tomorrow to talk Oilers and NHL. We'll tee up the Vanier Cup with an old friend of Jason Milne's. Our Pasta Patry Athlete of the Week just won the Grey Cup. My goodness, we're going to have fun tomorrow. Oh, and Doug Plagans is on tomorrow.
Doug Plagans, yes.
Panthers play-by-play voice, so we'll have another good one for you tomorrow. We do have a winner. The Hudson's Canada's Pub Mystery Athlete of the Game. Who is the winner?
Castor 1990.
Oh, good stuff. Okay. So, first clue was Titans. Harry Ainley Titans. Receiver. Oh, do you know who it is, Coop? We didn't tell you who it is. Who is it?
Well, I have no clue who it was.
Oh.
But when you said Titans, I first...
Well, he's a Harry Ainley
He
guy.
got the school.
Yeah.
That's it. All right.
There we go.
Receiver. He's a receiver. Brooks. Spent part of his life in Brooks, Alberta. Final clue if we would have needed it. 2025 Grey Cup. Do you have a guess, Coop? You can guess.
Emilus?
Good guess, but not
good guess.
correct. It's one of the other guys.
Ajo.
Yes.
Yeah.
Ajo is the mystery athlete of the game from the Saskatchewan Roughriders.
And you were right. There were people that were guessing Elik Ayamaner,
the kid from Medicine Hat. And that's who Dusty guessed when I gave him the clues.
For the Nashville Titans or Tennessee Titans.
Yeah, who play the Seahawks on Sunday.
Ooh, you worried about your Seahawks? They kind of got beat down.
Yeah, the Rams beat them. I think they got a good team, though. Let's keep going.
Sam Darnold was seeing ghosts again, Reid.
Yeah, he didn't have a good game. But they got a good team. I think they should beat Tennessee. I mean, let's be honest here.
They better beat Tennessee.
Okay.
Hey.
Meow. 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 Meow.
Buying or selling for Damon Bunting, a consistent top-producing realtor in the greater Edmonton area for over 18 years. He and his team would love to help you find that right home or make the move from your current home. Community-driven, he understands what it takes to make a difference in our city. Check him out, DamonBunting.com, Instagram handle, Damon Bunting Real Estate. Okay, so I'll present this. And I've been pretty hard on the Oilers, I think, pretty critical of the Oilers. I think I sort of went to the criticism of this team and pointing out the flaws quicker than some people, maybe not everybody, but I feel I've sort of been doing that. But I'll say this, buying or selling, that if you are Stan Bowman, you do not want to make a move until you see your lineup with McDavid, Draisaitl, Nugent, Hopkins, and Hyman all in it, and you also see your lineup once the schedule evens out a little bit and you play more home games. Because they have played.
So 14 away.
This will be road game 15 tonight. Yeah. They've only played 8 at home.
That's right.
They do have a 5-game homestand coming up, and then they're away from 5 again. You know what I mean? But you need to at least see Nuge back and see them on 5 in a row at home until you make a significant move.
Yeah, Nuge adds another element to this team that they're clearly missing, and it bumps somebody out again, right? Or maybe not in this case right now because they're already playing 11-7. But anyway, yes, they haven't been at home, and they've been really good at home this year. They're 5-1-2 at home.
They haven't always played well.
I know,
those
but
games.
They're 5-1-2.
The record is much better.
4-8-2 on the road, right? Now, if you look historically, this team, I mean, you could probably say this for every team in the NHL. They have a better points percentage at home than they do away.
Sure.
I mean, 2024, 646 percentage versus 585. The year before, 732 versus 537. They're better at home. So, yes, it would be unfair just to make rash decisions right now, missing a top 6 player in your lineup.
Yeah.
And don't forget, this is the longest road trip of the season. And it's the worst road trip of the season. This Eastern road trip where it ends up in Florida has always been difficult for this team. Reid, if this team can come back and win tonight, right? They'd be 3-3 on this road trip. Then tomorrow, as we get ready for their next game in Florida against the Panthers, you're talking about if they go out and if they can somehow manage to get 2 wins in a row, which I know,
I know,
very unrealistic given how they're playing. They go out and get those 2 wins. Then what are we talking about? About this road trip? Success.
Well, if it was a 500 road trip, that would be incredible. But I think the concern for me is they win by accident almost. I mean, they only have 4 regulation wins. So it does sort of, I know the results are most important, but I also look at how they're playing. But I'm just saying if you're actually the GM of this team, buying or selling, you want to give it maybe 8 more games until you think I have to make a trade. Because they're not practicing.
What are you trading though?
Well, I know that's a whole other discussion or do something. But I'm trying to offer something more from a positive slant as opposed to where I've usually been coming from.
I appreciate it coming from you. Buying or selling. 7 games in 10 days on the road without...
in 11, yeah.
Well, 11 games. 11 days. Limited practice time, if any practice. Pretty much just morning skates.
Yeah.
When they return, they have 3 games in 7 days. Little bit of a puddle jumper over to, I think, Seattle, right?
Yeah.
More practice time, though, for most certainly.
Well, I would hope so. More practice shouldn't make them worse.
Well, is that also affecting this team right now? Is that they can't?
I think so. Like if to look at the whole picture, every criticism I've had, I stand by. But I can't ignore that there are other factors. The schedule is a factor. A couple injured players like Hyman and Nugent Hopkins is a factor. So yes, that's fair. Now, do I think that that's the majority of the problem? No, but I think 7 games in 11 days is tough for any team.
Of course.
But I also think good teams still find a way to get points more often than not. So that's a valid point. And it kind of ties into what I'm saying.
Mm-hmm.
You know, if you're Bowman and Knoblauch, are you saying like, okay, we got to survive?
Survive.
We
That's
got
a
to
good word. Yeah.
You know, they probably knew it. They probably knew when the schedule came out. Okay, we got to survive till the end of that 7-game trip because we're going to have played twice as many road games as home, and then we got to build back up. That's a fair argument. Like I don't think they can be passive about it. I think they see the roster and they have to know what the holes are. But yeah, that's fair if they want to say, okay, all right, we made it. We're a little bit out of the playoffs. Now we can build. You know, I think that is something to think about.
I don't know what my buying or selling is going to be about with this in respect to this, but Brett Kulak is just off. Brett Kulak last year was steady Eddie. The year before was steady. Like he's been a rock back there. Now he's been usually in a third pairing, but I mean through 22 games he's minus 11. He's minus 15 this month, the month of November.
So he was actually made it through October plus.
Yeah. And he has not been, this month, he has not been on the ice for a goal.
A goal for.
He's been on for plenty against.
Yeah, and he's usually pretty steady. And I think for most of the season, we were saying, well, the defense isn't playing well except Kulak, and now it's kind of including Kulak. I think that is just proof that, well, you talked about them not being a team, but they are in terms of a team of kind of what I said earlier. It's got to be tense. If there's one mistake, deep down on the bench is the guy going out for the next shift saying like, oh, okay, Bush had a tough shift, I'll settle it down. Or are they going out there thinking like, oh man, Bush screwed up. Now I got to be perfect.
Can't screw up.
I can't either.
Like the old squeeze, or they squeezing the sticks tighter.
Right.
That's a good point. And it compounds, doesn't it?
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And that's why teams talk about confidence all the time. Like we're feeling good. We're feeling like we're going to make plays. I think they're making a lot of mistakes and getting out of position and just not being, well, thorough, responsible hockey players.
Buying or selling?
Yes.
Are Oilers fans becoming apathetic towards the Oilers?
Selling.
You don't think that'll ever happen?
I think that from my experience, and I hosted the last 3 years of the Decade of Darkness, and then they missed the playoffs. They made it, and then they missed 2 more years. I think later in the season, there's apathy.
Right.
Once it gets into March and the weather starts getting a little better, and maybe there's spring sports for your kids or whatever is going on.
And they're out.
And then they're out. Yeah,
Right.
It's like, okay, it's March 1st, and they're 20 points out of the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
I think there's some apathy for that season. But I think with Oilers fans, like then you get really, and we're seeing it, it's all the armchair GMs and coaches. So I don't think there's ever, I think there's some apathy, or it's more just fatigue and then, okay, wake me for next season. But I don't think Oilers fans are apathetic.
Okay.
And the ones who say, and I always said this because I used to get the phone calls and get the messages, I don't care about this team. I'll never watch again. Okay, if you're calling a radio show to say that, you're actually proving how much the team means to you.
I got
by
news
doing
for you.
that. Yeah.
Okay, let me reword it then. Are they being apathetic towards the Oilers given recent history, the last 2 seasons where this happened early in the season?
Yeah.
They turned it around and plowed their way into the playoffs, into the Stanley Cup
We
final.
still see some of that. Like, let's wait and see. I'm not that point because I don't think the roster is comparable to the last 2
you
seasons.
think this is different.
Right. And we do see some people saying, well, this isn't going to be a playoff year. Chaos Jester says Oilers have one of the worst teams for save percentages in the league. Do they not have the worst save percentage, or is that just 5-on-5? Anyway, the save percentages are awful.
Bad.
Yeah. And it's funny because, and again, I try to look at the whole picture. Skinner actually, his first 6 games, what was he, 909? He started the season well. He had the shutout. He had a couple other good games, and now it's fallen off the map again. One final timeout. We'll be back to wrap up the show, and then Tom's in at 4:30 with the pregame show.
Calvin Pickard leads Edmonton in between the pipes to wrap up their back-to-back down in Tampa tonight. And for the second game in a row, the Oilers will dress 11 forwards and 7 defensemen. Tom Gazzola, Ben Thompson tee up the game during the GCL Diesel Oil Stream pregame show that goes live in about 11 minutes here on EST. In other news, the Leafs have placed Nick Waugh on the injured reserve with an upper body injury, while Scott Lawton has been activated, returning from an upper body injury that's kept him out the past couple of weeks. In Edmonton, the Elks have inked Jordan Williams and Robbie Smith 2 extensions. Williams is locked up through 2026. Smith being signed through 2027. Thursday night football, Buffalo and Houston hit the field. Bills scratching Keon Coleman for the second game in a row. Gabe Davis being activated. Join Lieutenant Eric for the action down at Sally Sports Bar and Lounge at Century Casino on Fort Road. And it's a foursome of games in the NBA. The 76ers take on the Bucks at 6, while Atlanta visits San Antonio. The final segment of the first half of the Reid Wilkins Show brings us back after the break. I'm Zachary Kubish, keeping you up to date.
The Nielsen Show with Lieutenant Eric.
Bruce Boudreau.
When you're a star like Leon or Connor, you want to play with guys that have that hockey IQ that can give and go, know where you're going to go, and feel comfortable with. And those guys are just hardworking guys. It's tough to put numbers up, and I think that's one of the reasons they're struggling. And I thought 5-on-5, they look very pedestrian, is the word I'm using today.
The Nielsen Show with Lieutenant Eric. Weekday mornings 6 to 9. Only on Edmonton Sports Talk. Your clear choice for Edmonton sports.
When you cater with Royal Pizza, you're getting the same great pizzas, pastas, and salads you love, just bigger and built for a crowd. Perfect for teams, offices, or parties, Royal Pizza's catering brings real value around $10 per person. Delicious, high quality, and easy. If you like their pastas, you'll love their catering pastas even more. Visit royalpizza.ca or contact your local store for exact pricing and details.
So come on home, Royal Pizza, still making it great.
At Firehouse Subs, our subs are freshly toasted, stacked high, and crafted to satisfy. Each sub is piled high with premium meats, melty cheese, and toasted to perfection. Firehouse Subs brings bold flavor to every bite, all served on a freshly toasted roll. But we're not just feeding Edmonton, we're fueling it. Dig into the brisket hat trick, piled with slow-smoked brisket and melty cheese. Or go to the Firehouse Subs fan favorite, the Hook and Ladder. Made to order with smoked turkey, honey ham, and Monterey Jack cheese on a perfectly toasted roll. With 15 Firehouse Sub locations across Edmonton and the greater area, it's easy to grab a hot and hearty sub close to home. Firehouse Subs. Hot, hearty, made to satisfy.
When gambling, set a budget before you play. Stay informed and visit GameSenseAB.ca to learn how. Remember, if you gamble, use your game sense.
Your home for live music and great performances is the River Cree Resort and Casino. Celebrate the holiday season with the Tenors. Joy to the World Tour at River Cree, December 19th. From timeless classics to fresh renditions of favorites, the Tenors arrive just in time for Christmas. Tickets at rivercreeresort.com. River Cree Resort and Casino. Excitement. Bet on it.
Since 1952, William Huff has been the heartbeat of Edmonton's advertising world. From humble beginnings to a citywide powerhouse, we've been the go-to for signage from print to design and installation. Partnering with Edmonton's top sports franchises and major events, we've helped shape the city's global reputation. Our secret? Unmatched customer service, decades of experience, and a passion for excellence we call the William Huff Advantage. Visit us online at williamhuff.com.
Hope you're having a great afternoon. What day of the week is it? Is it Thursday? I'm still messed
Friday.
up. Still messed up because I had Monday off.
It's Friday, right?
No, I think that's tomorrow would be Friday.
Darn it.
Are you working tomorrow?
Of course I
think
am.
you're scheduled to work tomorrow. We got a good show coming up tomorrow. Whenever someone joins us, it is on the Oil Country Towing video hotline. Oil Country Towing, Edmonton's most trusted 24/7 roadside rescue team. Fast, safe, and reliable for over 15 years. Whether it's game day or a snowstorm, we work as hard as your favorite team, hopefully harder, to get you going.
Can I ask you something?
That should be their tagline. We work harder than your favorite team to get you going. Call 780-986-6088 for all your
They're
towing
going to be
needs.
here tonight. The Oil Country Towing
I'm happy to
team.
meet all these people that you're out schmoozing with all the time.
Can I ask you something that I asked you earlier?
We need 2 thumbs to get to 100. Get
Well
in there
done.
and click if you're watching on YouTube.
Well, this Knoblauch, his name's out there. Do they need to change that? Do they need to bring in a new coach? And Connor and Leon have had enough of him, or I don't know. Do you think they're actually realistically going to move on?
I think it depends how bad it gets. Here's the thing, though. Stan Bowman just gave him an extension.
Exactly.
So Stan Bowman basically said, Chris, I think you're the guy. And part of the reason you hire a coach is to steady the ship when it's going terrible, when it's going poorly. So at the first sign of trouble, should you fire the coach? Probably not.
Well, at the first sign of trouble on the ice, do you shake everything up and go nuclear? Right? It's happening on the ice.
Fair enough.
No, I'm not suggesting that.
Look, Bowman's done. To me, Bowman deserves more criticism than Knoblauch. I've said that before. I stand by that. Now we'll see what happens as we go through the season. If they miss the playoffs, then I think Bowman should be gone. Quite frankly, I think he's a bigger culprit in this than Bowman.
Roster construction.
But hey, what do I know? I said the Flames were going to make the playoffs this year.
Yeah,
and barbershop windows all over me. God forbid I make an incorrect prediction.
Boom, 105.
Holy
Reid. 105 thumbs.
105 thumbs. Thanks for all the thumbs, everybody. They're all for Jay. Okay, so Tom's coming in. Belzy's here as well. GCL Diesel Oil Stream pregame show. Game starts at 5:30. Milne and I will wrap up our show from 5:30 to 6. We'll have a couple sponsors in here to give me the words of the day. See what they come up with. Talk to you then.